Hey, so we haven't done a live stream in a while. Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. I am sick with a cold and super sweaty. I'm in pajamas, but I know I said we'd watch Dexter. I actually decided to watch Scream. I think I might have a Scream marathon this weekend. Um, I just should post and let everyone know that we're going live now. I just posted something in a different language. Let me get back to my English keyboard. Awesome. Hi to anyone who's here. I'm just letting people know that we are live. I have been in a little bit of a hiatus. I took some time. I moved and I'm helping out with family. It's not really my story to tell, so I am not public really about that side of my life, but it did change my routine and my schedule, so I had to find a new routine. And I am so grateful to be back here live streaming. I have some updates that I want to share. So I have decided that I'm going to try some more drops and maybe introduce new characters and do more cosplay. So I am going to be posting the behind the scenes on my Instagram for subscribers and my X for subscribers, and posting little bits here and there on my public profiles. I apologize for the quality of this video. I am on my laptop that has really low resolution, but I am using my microphone that should have pretty good quality. And I'm watching Scream in the background. I am sick, so I'm not sure how long I'll stay on for. I don't see anyone in the chat right now, but I'll wait a little while. Yeah, I'd love to hear ideas people have and things they want to see on the channel. Um, Halloween was so fun. I did, I don't know if anyone saw it on X. I put all of like the costumes I had this year, and it was so fun to see all of them back to back. It has really been an incredible year, and all of your support from everyone who's been on here has really made such a difference and has been so meaningful to me. So thank you so much for everyone who's supported me. It's been incredible, and all the support for the channel. It really means a lot. I am super sweaty, so I'm not sure how long I will be on for. But I will post this as an update also so that anyone who's interested can see it. Hi. I don't know if the numbers are accurate, but hello to anyone who's here. Feel free to put anything in the chat if you want to chat. Something I love about Scream is that it is the 90s, and I think probably my favorite time in history is the decade of the 1990s. That's just so epic. I think of Blockbuster. I miss Blockbuster so much. Yeah, actually, something that Sydney does in the Scream movies is she puts the two doors back to back to like close it. And I always found that so fascinating. And when I was younger, I didn't have any doors that could do that. And when I got older, I did have doors that could do that. And I started doing that. I don't know. I love that idea of, you know, watching movies and imitating it in some way that feels authentic and like a unique part of you. Um, I love that. That's something specifically about Scream that I love so much is that it's so meta, and it talks about the horror genre in this way that I think really does it with a sense of satire, but also a sense of reverence and honoring and pays homage to it. And I think that that is something that is so characteristic of the 90s, just how meta the time was with everything that was going on. I'm sweating so much, so I don't know how much longer I could stay on. Um, I should probably update some people and let them know that we're on. Um, yeah, it's been incredible just being able to come up with ideas. We did the human drop, which was the original drop one, but we did human voiceovers. It's still AI videos. And I'd love to be able to have all of the videos going forward be live action, and if that means I have to act it all out until I can get collaborators, I'll definitely do that because it means so much to me to tell stories on here. Um, I'm planning also to invite other participants into my lives, and hopefully we'll do that before the end of the year. I am so excited to get to recording some of the things I have ideas for. I want them to be a surprise, so I will keep them a surprise. Something I do love about Scream is how addictive and strong the characters are. I feel like every character that survives the first one, even the killers, you really have a idea of who they are, and their character is so strong, even if it like doesn't really answer all of your questions. Each person has a magnetism to them, which I absolutely love. I think a lot of the times the difference between horror movies that are memorable and ones that you don't really think about again are the characters. I was recently watching Joyride, and it's one of my favorite horror movies that people don't really talk about, but it's just so funny. It's done so well, and I've never heard anyone talk about it. um, but I've watched it so many times, and I think some of the reasons that people don't talk about it is because the characters aren't fully developed. It's more about the bond and relationships between all of them rather than the characters themselves. And the one brother who just got out of jail, his character is the one that seems the most developed, while the other ones don't really have any defining moments in their character development. And also, the killer is never shown and remains anonymous the whole time, although the killer eventually gets away and their voice and demeanor seems characteristic of them. But again, it's not something that has the kind of like iconography of something like Scream. I also think about visuals, and this is something that stuck with me from I just watched We Were Liars, and We Were Liars. um, so my sister's sister-in-law told her that she was thinking about this show that she had watched a few weeks before and the ending of it. And my sister was like, "Oh, okay, we'll watch it." So my sister watched it, and then she told me the same thing, and I was, like, thinking about it, like, "Yeah, okay, like, I'll watch it." And I FaceTimed her when I watched the ending, and I was, like, so shocked at the ending, and I didn't really see it coming, but it was probably 2 weeks later that I, like, woke up and I couldn't sleep, and I was just thinking about this ending. And I think there's something about, like, this psychological haunting of that show, and also the vivid imagery that it's like it has its own world. And I've been talking about this a lot with friends of mine, this idea of world building, and how sometimes the difference between things that are memorable and that you even sometimes crave are the elements that make it feel like its own universe or multiverse, or um, even just its own world in itself. And I think Scream is one of those, especially if you think of the house. I just saw the Scream 7 trailer, and the house is featured in it. And when it's Scream 3, they have the set of the house, and I think, like, that idea of, like, a setting as a character is so potent, and I think that you can only do that in art that is so well done that it creates its own world and visuals. Um, Also something that is really powerful in Scream, specifically Scream 1, and then you can see in Scream 3 how each of the characters that survive, they have a character that's being played out in the movie version. I think that is like a classic example of what Joseph Roach calls in his book It, the It factor, and this idea that what someone wears or how they style their hair or something about their character being mimicked and being able to be mimicked is something that makes makes a presence memorable. And I think Scream 3, in the way that it mimics the first Scream, shows just how well done the world building is. Um, 12 minutes and 12 seconds we just passed. Hey, Austin. Good to see you. I've been on for about 12 minutes, and I've been talking up a storm because there hasn't been anyone in the chat. I ended up watching Scream, not Dexter. I wanted to do a Scream marathon, so I'm gonna be watching Scream this weekend. Yeah, I'm watching the first Scream right now. It's actually the beginning. I don't think I'll stay on for the entire movie because I am super tired, and I can feel coughs building. I have a cold, so I can feel like the urge to cough building up in my throat from talking so much. And I just realized I probably haven't talked this much since the last live stream, which was it's months ago. So I don't know if my voice can handle it. And I didn't have any tea today. I probably should. I think I'll have to have tea after this. So that'll be good for book club tomorrow. Hey, Mario. Oh, you started with Scream 5. Which one is your favorite Scream? Thank you, Austin. I have to catch up on one for sure. I actually like Scream 3 the best because it's so nostalgic, and I love the way they brought back Jamie Kennedy's character, Randy. I think that was so well done. Something I noticed are the phones. They're so big and bulky. There's a house phone where I am, so if it rings, I'll try to just put my speaker on mute. What's your favorite thing about 1? Scream 1, the first Scream. And did anyone see the Scream 7 trailer? I think I reposted it, but it looks like YouTube has some updates, and it's I don't know if you all can see in the chat, you have numbers, the number of fan you are. I like all of them, but it's hard to top Billy and Stu as a killer, and a big fan of Matthew Lillard. Yeah, I think they might bring him back for Scream 7. I heard the actors for Billy and Stu are coming back, but they didn't announce how. I haven't seen the preview yet. Oh, I think you'd really enjoy it. I did see the trailer and it looks good for Scream 7. Yeah. It was so good. That's why I was like, I have to watch this one rather than rewatch the Dexter episode. Oh, actually, so I didn't this is funny. I recorded a bunch of videos in the ghost face costume doing like all these things like around the house, and I didn't post them yet. So I'm gonna post that as shorts, so you can look forward to those coming. Matthew Lillard is awesome. I'm a big fan of him as well. I loved his role as William Afton, Springtrap, and Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, catch up with the screams. Release your Ghostface videos. Yeah, there's so many. I think there's like 14. They're funny. They're really funny. Sorry, I'm yawning. I'm so tired. We had the poetry circle last night, which I host with a bunch of people, and we had to end early because I was so knocked out. I had this cough syrup. It was a brand I wasn't familiar with, and I just have been so drowsy since, and that was 2 days ago. I don't know if it's like I take something for allergies like daily because of the pumpkins. My allergies with the pumpkins are it's still a challenging time for that. And yeah, it's definitely I don't know if that's why it knocked me out. Something with the antihistamines is the only thing I could think of, or maybe it's just a strong cough medicine. Yeah, something that people don't talk about in the horror genre is I feel like horror fans think of the movies in a way as comedies. Like Chucky and Nightmare on Elm Street, those are so funny. Um, Scream is funny in a meta sense. Um, I think that's something a lot of people miss about it is that also the depth. I don't think there's like any horror movie that goes as deep as The Exorcist. That is such a telling story about unconditional love. And it's so iconic. And I think that something I love about the horror genre is that you can have a deeper truth to a story without it sounding preachy. As I've gotten older, there are many laugh out loud scenes in horror. Yeah, it's so true. I mean, Chucky is like nonstop comedy. Um, I'm trying to think of any other examples. Freddy Krueger is always telling jokes. Always. Um, The Halloween movies don't seem to have humor, and they scare me so much. Some of the Halloween movies I haven't even seen because I am so terrified. Like, I feel physically ill from, like, listening to the music. When I was little, my siblings used to, like, lock me in the basement and play the music, and I would be so terrified. I have, like, a visceral reaction to the music. If you have Netflix, I hope you have the chance to watch the Wednesday series in the future. Yeah, I think I need to figure out how to log on to Netflix. Um, there's just so many accounts that it doesn't make sense to for me to pay for it. Like, I should just get someone in my family's, like, account, but also it's, like, such a hassle to do that, so that's why I haven't done it yet. But actually, something I would wanna watch on Netflix, um, the first thing would be Supernatural. I love Supernatural, and there are some episodes I don't think I've seen. I used to go to, like, Supernatural conventions, and they were so fun. I When I think of, like, fans and fandoms, I think of Supernatural conventions and how it was a mixture of, like, the people that had merchandise there, like, they had some stuff that had to do with supernatural, but also horror, and, the fandom itself did so much good with fundraisers, and I know there were a bunch of volunteers that did, um, the suicide prevention hotline, and that was something they were just starting, I think 2016, they talked about that one. Um, yeah, the those conventions are really good. That's, like, fandom at its best. How's everyone doing? It's been quite some time. I will put out the ghost face videos, and I'll do more. I have just been getting used to my new schedule and routines and things like that, and I still am in a process of getting my routines and rhythms and rituals in order, just so that I know, like, what I'm gonna do every day at what time and things like that. My nose is running a little bit. I don't have a tissue. I'm doing awesome. Beat my depression. Uh, Weight loss goals and journey. Awesome. I'm cheering you on. I'm so glad you beat your depression. I talk to a lot of people who are going through stuff like that. And, I just always try to remind people that, a lot of people don't talk about it publicly, but people will message me. And something that I enjoy the most is when people message me during a hard time in their life, and then they come back and they say, I actually feel a lot better now, and I'm better. And, I think there's nothing more beautiful than seeing that and having people let me know that, because I think sometimes it can get really sad or, um, discouraging to see people who aren't doing well and are sad and are going through a lot and feel like the weight of the world is on their shoulders, and just to be able to say that so many people have shared that with me and have come back and said that they've gotten through it and that they have found the end to that, and it is a part of life, and that they're happier. That always means the world to me, because it reminds me that there's hope, and that there's hope for all of us. I'm sniffling a bit. I think I missed one. Art the Clown is also funny. I miss these. Get well soon and talk later. Sorry, I had to run so quickly. He's probably gone already. Um, yeah, nice eyes. My eye makeup? Thank you. Thanks everyone for being here. I can't wait for some of the pre-recorded stuff I'm going to be putting out. I'm going to try to do some more YouTube shorts and introduce characters of my own to the channel. I loved the experience of recording the voiceovers for the human drop and writing those stories, which I did years ago in my ebook Lantern Lines. It was so fun. Um, and it reminds me that sometimes you might want to do something on a whim, and that sometimes those are the things, even if you don't know why you're doing it or have an explanation for it, sometimes those are the things that are the most fun and allow for you to meet amazing people like all of you that I've met and talked to and appreciate all the support. Um, So Scream is still playing, but my stomach hurts and I really have to blow my nose and drink some water. So I'm gonna end for tonight, but I just want to say thank you so much all for being here. And if you missed the beginning, I shared some updates. If anyone wants to go back, and also if anyone wants to watch, I really went off about like my theories about this stuff and things that have been on my mind about this that I haven't been able to share because I haven't really done any longer form videos. Yeah, hopefully I'll do next week. Maybe around 8 o'clock though. Um, I'll let you know how I'm doing. Thank you so much, J Will 38. Um, have a great night, everyone. If you want to go back and comment on some of like the theory stuff that I put at the beginning of it, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. This is going to be posted right after it ends, so it should be up on the channel soon. Wow, I can't believe that was actually 30 minutes. Austin said, plus I'll be doing prayer session live streams on my YouTube channel in the future if you ever want to join in the future. Yeah, I think I do have notifications on. I'll try to watch as a viewer. But I don't know if I'm gonna do a collaboration. But I appreciate you. I appreciate everything, all the support. I hope everyone watches some good movies this weekend or reads some amazing books. Thank you for everything. Bye.